Today on Foxpro's Fur Takers, Big Al and Garvin Young look to stir up some trouble in the Arizona desert.
Right here to the left.
October calling can be prime time for fur, but in this game, there are no guarantees.
Coming hard, coming hard.
The hunt begins right now.
Folks, first week of October. We're in northern Arizona, just a little south of that big hole in the ground they call the Grand Canyon. So we're going to be chasing coyotes. We have been chasing elk the entire month of September, and now it's the first week of October. We're glad you're along. Fur Takers happening right here in the desert. It's beautiful. Come on, let's go call a coyote. For me, this is one of the places that if I had to kill a coyote, this would be one of the places I'd pick because we've just historically done really well here.
We've come here, I don't know, a dozen times, and it's always, seems like it's always productive. It's kind of out of the way, and so it's just one of our favorite areas to come to.
Right off the rim of the Grand Canyon, and some good country here. We're just making stands here on this place that gives public sportsman's access, so we're gonna go try and call a coyote. Typically, the beginning of October, the most coyotes that there's going to be all year. You know, once the pups are born, they start dying off from different things. But mom and dad kick the pups out, so there'll be a lot of coyotes. There'll be a lot of coyotes out hunting, and that's the advantage to hunting early season.
At this time of year, it seems like the prey distress sounds work really well.
Primarily sticking to the rabbit distress, the bird distress, fawn distress, things like that. We went to one of our best areas down a road that we really like, and it wasn't until high noon that we got on this first coyote.
Is that quick or what? All of a sudden he just shows up right here. He comes out of that ditch and pops up, and we didn't have much time, but we got on him quick.
I'm sitting here minding my own business, and I thought the coyote was gonna molest you right there, because he was coming hard and fast.
I mean, you don't really anticipate where a coyote won't come. You always think of where it will, and you set up that way. And I kind of eliminated our far right just because of where it would have to come down to.
Just shows you never know what direction those coyotes are going to come from. That's why I like predator calling. You never know what you're going to call in. You never know what direction they're going to come from. The coyote isn't 20 yards from us. But you know what? That's our first one of the day. It's high noon. We finally got a coyote. I'm glad you didn't miss that one, partner.
I've been embarrassed. Better not miss that one.
You can't get to 3 if you only got 1. So number 1 always, that's a big number. They get that first coyote, and I was glad to have it.
It's not my biggest coyote, but it is the first of the year. Good little female.
It's not ideal conditions for calling coyotes, but if you put that Foxpro out and you keep calling, you're gonna get a coyote to come to it. Nice job, partner.
Thanks.
Let's do it again.
Well, that was high noon, and it just kept getting hotter and hotter. Walking to stand and from stand, you're still sweating, and the breeze would keep you a little cool, but it was 25-mile-an-hour breeze.
We were in grind mode, and what I call grind mode is when it's tough, the conditions are not favorable, you put your head down and you keep making stands. It's what you do. We at the Fur Takers, I wish we could show you the hundreds of stands that we make that we never call anything in. It would show you, it'd give you a better statistic as to success versus failure. October 1st, I would anticipate lots of coyotes easy hunting. That's not what we found here. The country we live in is so beautiful, and there's so many opportunities all of us have. Get out and use it. We're out here in Arizona chasing these coyotes around. Next to chasing coyotes, chasing elk's my favorite thing to do. It's kind of who I am. I like eating elk meat too. I didn't get this way eating salad. Nice. I grew the lucky beard this year. I can't help it if I ooze manliness out of my face and choose not to scrape it off. We love elk hunting. We love what we did elk hunting, but we're glad to be out chasing coyotes. And we're glad you could come with us.
It's a new day. Dawn is just breaking. We got elk screaming, which where there's elk, there's coyotes, so it makes me happy. It's my 2 favorite animals, elk. Now we're gonna go try and show you a coyote. October 2nd. It's about 42 degrees. It's a little cool, not as cool as I like it, but cool enough. Let's go see if we can call a coyote in right here.
This week in particular, we've run into high winds and pretty warm temperatures for the first week of October, so not ideal conditions. We went to some higher country trying to get some lower temperatures.
This is a big hole right here. Holy, they must be taking quite an expedition.
We're at the Grand Canyon.
It's not often you get to look at a hole this deep, but we're here. We might as well. Another thing with this shockwave is you can place these speakers to go directly into the wind and try and get that penetration. And that sound's going to travel better. It's going to cover more distance into this wind.
Man, you dream about calling a coyote across this open in hopes that we'd get one to come in. Had the old lightning jack blaring in the wind. The wind was blowing about 15, 20. Boy, pretty soon I look out across there and here comes this coyote, and it couldn't come this coyote could not come any harder.
Right here to the left. Coming hard, coming hard. He sees us, he's not gonna stop. Damn, right there, in the wide open. I thought I was crazy gonna come call this wide open nothing.
And when they don't stop, you gotta take that shot right about the time I did, and we got lucky and put her down for coyote number 2 of the trip.
It's hard making those running shots or moving shots, but Al pulled it off again. He's getting pretty good at those moving shots, but man, it's a lot of practice.
And that sucker come around the corner and got up on us before we really even saw him. He was about 100 out. He was no match for the Hornady out of the Ruger. He couldn't outrun that. So. Our first coyote today, we just had one come right in and we just couldn't get a shot at it. So 4 stands, we've seen 2 coyotes, got 1 killed right here in Arizona.
The reason we killed this second coyote is because we set up out in the middle of this open. We used the terrain we had, what few bushes we did have, and that's why it worked. We had a good setup.
We're hunting some of the most beautiful country in the world. We just got our first coyote for the day. It's awesome.
I looked over. I just full panicked. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I'll tell you, I've seen coyotes come, but that one come as hard as any I've ever seen. And it was funny because you can see forever, but that coyote got about 100 yards from us before we could see it. Dude, second dog. Look at that. It's really good to get out and get back to coyote hunting, though, isn't it? You can't get them any better than that on the run, can you?
Oh, that's a good shot.
So we've made 4 stands, seen 2 coyotes, got 1 for the truck, and we're just starting this adventure. We're glad you're along. We'll see you on the next stand.
Foxpro Fur Tactics, presented by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession.
It's a known fact. It's just something that we've learned throughout the years that coyotes always circle to get your wind. So when they talk about playing the wind, it's talking about coyotes that will circle to get the wind. And you can use that to your advantage. They want to smell that fawn deer. Whatever that Foxpro collar is playing, that coyote wants to get downwind of it and smell it.
When you're placing a collar, always know your wind direction.
I like to call coyotes with the wind in my face because I don't like them to smell me. Some guys like to call with the wind blowing downwind so they can sit and watch and observe the downwind portion of where they're calling to see where the coyotes are going to circle. It's your call. It's the one thing you can do as a coyote hunter, make that decision. Are you going to call with the wind in your face, or are you going to call so you can see downwind? Every stand you make as a coyote hunter, you've got to consider playing the wind. And that's knowing the wind direction, knowing how hard the wind's blowing, and knowing where that coyote might end up on that stand. So playing the wind is a vital component to being a predator caller.
Show no fear, ever.
Well, we're out here in north central Arizona, some of my favorite country south of the Grand Canyon, and it's the first week of October. This is our 17th year together. I can't believe how old we're getting. I'm 47, so I started hunting with Garvin Young when I turned 30. You know, you start talking about 17 years of coyote calling, we got to be approaching 1,500 coyotes together for sure.
Day for that shot. The gun's perfect, the scope's perfect, the load's perfect. I was steady with the fog pod and I missed. And I gotta listen to crap from him about how we've had a tough time, and just in case anybody wonders, we miss. It's a small target, 6 inches, no excuses. I should have smoked that coyote. This old 223 is 230 yards is easy. And I boned it.
I look at my partner and he goes, "You're stupid." He goes, you didn't set up right. Well, you'd think after 17 years of doing this that we'd set up perfect and wouldn't make noise. And as I get older, I'm finding out I'm deaf, dumb, and blind.
Dang, it was close. We'll just have to try again in the morning.
I'll grab the collar. Have a nice day. We're checking out. Arizona's too damn windy, too damn hot. This big guy needs some cool weather. We're gonna go north.
Yeah, we're comfortable together. He's probably ready for a divorce, but he's stuck with me for a while. Very rarely does a predator caller find ideal conditions. We've run into high winds and pretty warm temperatures for the first week of October.
The conditions just aren't quite optimal. 25-mile-an-hour winds and 85 degrees in the day, but you know, all you can do is try, and we'll see how it goes.
That's what fur takers do. You get out and make stands even when it's not ideal. We were in grind mode, me and Garvin. The only thing we know to do when the wind's blowing, temperatures are hot, you just keep making stands, and that's what this stand was. As we parked, we're sweating walking to that stand. We set up, started calling. And it wasn't 2-3 minutes into the set, here come this coyote rolling down the hill.
I didn't think they were going to come in this heat, but wind, heat, come to the top of the hill and roll down perfect. Nice job, Al. Finally.
Nice job, partner. Hey, it's all you know to do, isn't it? Just keep grinding away. When that wind blast hit, how much gust was that? 30 miles an hour? I thought, you know, we are literally pissing in the wind, and then turn on lightning jack, let it eat, and look what happens. Coyote, baby. Bam! The 22-250 ate. Once a coyote smells you, it's a 50-50 proposition. Is he's gonna haul butt. You may never get a standing shot, but if you call them into the wind, bark them or cut the call, get them to stop, sit down, they're dead every time. A male.
Nice.
Finally got a nice male in the bunch. He's got a nice hide on him. Look at that. He's got something in his mouth. Is that an extra tooth? What is that? I don't know what that is. It's a tooth. We're out here in Arizona and it's about 75 degrees. It isn't the coolest, but guess what? We're still putting fur in the truck. That's why they call us fur takers, isn't it? I called you in another one, partner. Good job.
This time of year, I primarily play the old lightning jack, eastern cottontail, the meat sound. These coyotes are hungry, winter's coming, temperatures are falling. It's okay to play prey distress October, November, December. So we didn't get fancy on this. The 3 coyotes we killed, they came to eat. They came to eat rabbit, and that's what we were playing. Sometimes it's good to go old school, as my buddy Garv says, and just play some rabbit. Play the same rabbit for 13, 15 minutes and move on. Everybody from the fur taker crew We use these calls day in and day out. It's who we are, it's what we are. And we're just glad to show some of it to you on film and hope you enjoy it.
We'll see you on the next day.
Next week on Foxpro Fur Takers, we take gators Foxpro style.